So I've had quite a few pieces of equipment from Firemaple now, and I must admit, I think they make some really decent gear, especially for the price. Anyone who knows Firemaple gear is probably aware of the Firemaple X2, which is very similar to your jet boil type of stoves. But they brought out a new model now called the X2 Pro, which is a little bit different. Just launches this month, and I've also got a discount code. So I'll go through it with you, tell you all about it. So this is the Firemaple X2 Pro. Comes in a nice oversized mesh bag. As I said before, it's very similar to your jet boil style of pots, stove, cook sets. Now I've got everything packed inside here, and it's not a huge unit. It's 207 millimeters by 134. Weight of this apparently is 560 grams. Now I will weigh it and I'll put it up on the screen because I've got everything inside here, including a special stand for a frying pan, because I'm going to be using that tonight as well. So I don't know if that includes the frying pan stand or if it's just the pot or the whole thing all in. The top is held on with a little cable. Now, I'm not a mad fan of this. At the moment I've got loads of stuff in here, including a big squeegee sponge, which is helping to push the lid up against here and hold it tight. When that isn't in there, this is further down and it's sort of loose. So it can come a bit loose. It seems to need to be shorter. But other than that, it's the only real negative I've found to this. As I said before, they've changed this, so there's a lot more metal now instead of plastic. So you have a locking metal handle. It still has a plastic lid. But inside here I've got my little sponge. I've got a gas canister. Now it may fit a larger one. It is quite big. I'll try that and I'll see if it does fit in there later on. You also get in this pack a canister stand, so that will actually give you a bit more stability with the legs on the gas canister. And then slid down inside here you have the stove and also a frying pan stand. Now when you turn the legs out on this, so this flips around to give you more stability on the frying pan and a wider base. It has these little grooves in the legs, and that allows it to slot onto the top of the stove. And the stove comes with a piezo igniter, and where the little igniter cable is, it seems to push against this. So when you try and fit it in, it gets in the way. So you've got to put it behind it and then bend it over, and then it locks in. So that's on there now, and then if you turn it, that will now lock the same way a normal jet boil does, with the actual pot on it as well. So that's locked in solid. And you just pop it off. And the same with the stove itself. So this has got little cutouts, and then there's little indentations inside here. So you just turn it, clamp it on. It comes with a neoprene sleeve, again similar to jet boils, and you also have the heat exchanger system on the bottom. So you've got these fans that go all the way around it, and helps to, one, protect it against wind, and also to increase the heat spread across the base of the pot. Now they say this will boil half a litre in around 1.5 minutes. So I'm going to give that a test out, see what it's like. Well, this is a 1 litre pot, so it has measurements of 500 ml at the bottom, and then obviously halfway 750, and then a mark for 1 litre. But the 1 litre is probably about an inch below the surface, so you could fit it to 1 litre and fully boil it without it pouring over. Okay, so I'm going to put 500 ml in here. Just enough for a very large coffee. Always light these things before you put the top on. There is instances of it pretty much exploding because the gas build up inside here. So whew, that's hot. mouthful. Put the lid on. Start the timer. Okay, let's go and we'll see how long this takes to boil 500ml. So we are on 58 seconds. We're getting steam out of there. That's a rolling boil. Ooh. Right, so that was 1 minute 20 seconds for 500ml. Fast enough for that. So this setup is about £54, and you get the frying pan with that as well. Sorry, the frying pan holder. I also have the Firemaple frying pan they sent out to me, so I'm going to be cooking some burgers on this later on. So it'd be interesting to see how well it actually sort of spreads the heat and dissipates it for frying burgers in a pan. It also has the option for a French coffee press, cafetiere sort of style lid, which is about £12, which is pretty cheap. So, you know, if you like that style of coffee, you got the option to have that as well. As I said before, I will put a link in the description below and also my discount code, so you get 10% off of whatever you purchase from the Firemaple site. But I'm also going to cook my burgers on this tonight and my bacon in the morning for breakfast, so it'd be interesting to see how it works with a frying pan. For now though, I'm going to make a coffee. Enjoy that view. So as I said before, I've got the Firemaple frying pan as well. This is a bit smaller than my Trangia one that I normally use, so it's going to be a squeeze for the burgers. But it's got a handle attached, which is nice. So again, Firemaple sent that out to me, but I did want to get a smaller frying pan, one with an attached handle. Makes life a bit easier. I've got to squeeze these burgers into it. And these are Heck steak and butter burgers. Got some oil. Get my burgers out. Not my baps. And get cooking. I'm in the process of moving house at the moment. Some of my gear is with me and some of my gear is not in storage but moving. And I completely forgot to pack any kind of utensils. So I did have to go outdoors to get a new gas canister anyway. And I picked up these, which are pretty good. Life Venture. £3.50. They clip together. Little knife, fork and spoon. Weighs nothing. And then just snaps together, all three of them. Right, let's get this fired up. That's like 10 seconds. Turn it down a bit. Turn it right down. That is on pretty much its lowest setting, and that is sizzling away nicely. I think it's going to be quicker than my alcohol stove anyway. It takes forever. Oh, that was considerably quicker than my alcohol stove, that's for sure. Took about 8-9 minutes, and they are cooked perfectly. A lot of butter came out of these. While I was cooking them, you can still see it dripping. One thing I forgot to do though was put my cheese on while I was cooking it so it could melt. Can't bother to warm it up again. Ketchup. These bottles from Temu, they hold just the right amount for 2 burgers. Still a little bit left over, but perfect. Right. Bon appetit. Perfect. Cheers. So yeah, once that sun goes down behind those rocks, it turn off, get cold. It's supposed to be summer. My hands are freezing. Just doing a time lapse of the sunset. Met a very weird chap who was walking across Dartmoor. I don't know, it was almost like Arab clothing. Big baggy trousers. He had braids tied up. I'll just show you a picture of him. And he was topless. Just walking across. And he then put his top on and came over and had a chat with me. Apparently he works in the hotel down the road. But yeah, nice guy actually. But it was a little bit odd, random seeing him. And also I found a pair of trousers, a pair of Craghoppers trousers, on the other side of the tour, just sitting on a rock. Some odd things happen on Dartmoor. I've got a new torch to test out tonight as well, so I'll show you this later on when it gets dark. Bit of a different one this. It's called the Immolent BL50. It's a 3600 lumen torch, but it's got a tail cap button and a main button. It also has a display which shows you the lumens of the torch as it's on. So, for example, if you can see this, it comes up saying it's 200 lumens, and as you press and hold through it, it changes. So it tells you what lumen you're on, which is pretty cool. But it also has a UV light. So this is for, obviously, if you've got food that's gone off, you can pick up stuff on the food, and also anything that's disgusting you want to use a UV light for. Maybe Adam's rotten rooms could get one of these. Find all the stains all over the place in these hotels he stays in. But I'll try that out later on when it gets dark. Be interesting. It's got a fairly good throw on it, and it's pretty bright, 3600 lumens on turbo mode. So I'll test that out later on. See what you think of it. There's also a 10% discount code for my viewers, so I'll put a link in the description below if you want to buy it from Amazon, so you get it nice and quick and you get 10% off. I haven't got the code come through yet, so if it's not up on the screen, I'll hopefully put it in the description. Good morning. It is now 6:30. I've been up for about half an hour. Sort of missed the sunrise. Partially caught it, but I was late getting up. I slept like a log last night. So I was going to do a torch review last night, and because it doesn't get dark till 10:30, 11 o'clock. I didn't even know what time it was. I literally just laid in a tent and thought, right, I'll just chill out for a bit and then go and do my torch review. And I woke up at 12:30. I thought, right, I'm not doing a torch review. So I went to the toilet and went back to bed again, and then woke up at 6 o'clock. So anyway, I'm going to remove the frying pan holder from this thing and make myself a cup of coffee. I'm going to go a full Brazilian, 5 beans. That should wake me up. It's an absolutely stunning morning. Tent is soaked, condensation. So I'll let it dry out in the sunshine. You can't beat this though. Decent coffee on a beautiful day. And there is not a breath of wind. And there wasn't last night. Last night was probably the quietest night I think I've ever had on Dartmoor. It was deathly silent. Not a thing throughout the whole night. Which is probably why I slept so well. Makes a nice change. Right, let's get some bacon going. Don't know if I'm going to fit 3 of these in here. Squeeze it in. Right, that's the bacon done. There's a fair breeze has picked up now, so it's I've been trying to shield it a bit, because obviously with the frying pan there's no wind protection between the stand and the stove, but it's done a job. And again, quicker than my alcohol stove. Cannot beat a bacon roll for breakfast camping with a load of brown sauce. That is good. I'm quite impressed with this saucepan, because it doesn't really, you can see it there, there's hardly any mess inside there, certainly no burn. It's very, very non-stick. Works really well. I might say it's even better than my Trangia. So if you're in the market for a new stove system and you're looking for something that can do pretty much everything from just boiling water really quickly to simmering and cooking proper food, then have a look at the Firemaple gear. They do have a hell of a lot of choices and lots of different types of cooking equipment for camping. So whether it's wild camping or car camping, they do everything. And the prices are really, really good as well. Service is quick, it gets shipped from the UK as well, so it's pretty cheap. And also, as I say, there's a 10% discount code I'll put in the description below. So if you do want to buy this or any other Firemaple products, click the link in the description below, use my discount code so you get some discount, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the video as well, and if you did, hit a thumbs up, and as always, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.